You are listening to Kool FM. Live from Kool Studios. This is koolNews at noon.
Good afternoon, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. This is koolNews at noon. I am Cairo, and we are live on Kool FM and News Radio 93.1, where we share some latest news headlines that care for you. We begin with breaking news. It has been confirmed that former President Rodrigo Duterte has been arrested today. So, former President Rodrigo Duterte was put under police custody on Tuesday as he returned from his Hong Kong, as the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for him for his crimes against humanity case. Pamantala ka na sa confirmed the ICC issued of the arrest warrant. Senator Bongo confirmed this to reporters. Okay, Senator Bongo confirmed this to reporters here at Ninoy Aquino International Airport on Tuesday morning. And while we are monitoring the updates, Congress confirmed on Tuesday that the International Criminal Police Organization at Manila received an official copy of the warrant of arrest from the International Criminal Court against our President Kanina also, the Presidential Communications Office stated kanina madaling arrest ito po madala ang official copy ng warrant of arrest mula sa International Criminal Court. So, Duterte arrived back in Manila from Hong Kong around 10:30 a.m. Upon his arrival, Prosecutor General Richard Anthony Bordolon served the ICC prosecution. ICC notification for an arrest warrant against the former president for his alleged crime against humanity during his drug administration's drug war. EPCO said ang dating Pangulo at ang kanyang grupo ay nasa pagpapalibong na pagsukat at nakasimple ng mga doktor na gobyerno. Sigurado na sila ay nasa kaya, the EPCO said. Ang mga opisyal ng IT na pagsukat ng warrant ay tiniyak na may sulat ng Babicam edad. Duterte is currently in the custody of authorities. Duterte has been making headlines once again after reports saying that an Interpol red notice has already been issued against him. He's facing a case at the ICC for crimes against humanity allegedly committed during the war on drugs of this administration. Based on reports, Duterte's war on drugs at least 1,000 people dead. However, human rights group reported that the number may have reached 20,000. And now, as we move on to the rest of the normal headlines, college students were injured after the car they were traveling and crashed onto a motorist assistance center set up by the police early morning on Tuesday in Cadillaman, Cagayan de Oro Province. The police said in a report that a 20-year-old driver who is also a student lost control of the car that subsequently crashed into a Philippine National Police motorist assistance center at the side of the roads at Barangay Baras at around 2:30 a.m. The driver and passengers, all students of Mariners Polytechnic College's foundation located in Cadillaman, were hurt and taken to Bicol Medical Center in Naga City for treatment. Investigation revealed that the students were traveling from Naga City to Cadaman when the accident happened. The identities of the students were not disclosed in the report. Meanwhile, 31 passengers were injured after one bus rear-ended another on the Bon lane of EXA at the Guadalupe area in Makati City on Monday evening, according to the Makati City Police Station. In a report on Tuesday, Makati CPS said the incident occurred at around 8:30 p.m. at the bus stop. Police disclosed that the bus driven by a Jolinel Cardenas stopped to give way to another motorcycle coming from the center island underneath the MRT Guadalupe station. Another bus driven by Joe Marie Sarabia was coming from behind. He stepped on his brake, but his vehicle did not stop due to an alleged malfunction. His vehicle hit the one in front, injuring 8 passengers on board and 23 of his passengers. Police said the injured passengers were brought to hospital ng Makati where they were treated and examined. The Department of Social Welfare and Development will use its newly launched digital platform to closely monitor groups holding public solicitation permits. The DSWD issues public solicitation permits to non-stock and non-profit organizations or social welfare and development agencies. The Philippine News Agency says these permits help the public spot and avoid fraudulent solicitation activities. Director Megan Manahan of the DSWD Standard Bureau explained that groups must have distribution plans for specific beneficiaries. After 2 months, when the permit expires, you would need to submit reportable requirements to us, she said. The DSWD provides a digital hub called the Harmonized Electronic License and Permit System for its regulatory services for SWDAs. Excuse me. Director Manahan added that the agency has delegated its field office to ensure SWDAs comply with their public solicitation permits. We are strict in requiring reports because if they don't comply, they risk the renewal or worse, we could blacklist them, she stated. On the Presidential Decree number 1564 on the solicitation permit law, the DSWD holds exclusive authority over the regulation of donation solicitations and contributions for charitable or public welfare purposes. Individuals, groups, and organizations must obtain a solicitation permit from the DSWD before collecting donations or voluntary contributions. This requirement verifies the legitimacy of fundraising efforts. Moreover, it prevents schemes that exploit donors' generosity and beneficiaries' needs. An interest rate cut in April is still on the table of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Governor L.D. Romanov Jr. said on Tuesday, but monetary authorities would still wait for the March inflation data before making any decisive moves. At the same time, Remolona said it is possible that the BSP was not yet done with this reduction of the reserve requirement ratio of banks, arguing that the current level of 5% was still too high despite the jumbo cuts this month and last year. In an interview hosted by the Tuesday Club, Remolona told reporters that the BSP will continue taking baby steps when it comes to easing. The BSP had decided to keep the policy rate steady at 5.35 last month, citing the need to defend the inflation outlook from the unusual uncertainties coming from global trade developments. It is now 12:10 p.m. and we will return for more right here on koolNews at 2. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Cool News at Noon. Let's continue with our headlines and continuing with our coverage of Duterte's arrest. The arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte is a significant step toward attaining justice for extrajudicial killing victims in the past administration's drug war. Bayamuna chairman and former lawmaker Noreen Colmenares and other progressive groups said on Tuesday. Colmenares in a statement said that while Duterte's arrest is long overdue, it sends a strong message that justice can be achieved through a continuous struggle. Duterte was detained earlier by the Philippine National Police to implement the International Criminal Police Organization or Interpol red notice for the arrest order issued by the International Criminal Court. The arrest of former President Rodrigo Duterte is a significant step toward justice for the thousands of victims of extrajudicial killings and human rights violations under his administration. Colmenares, also a counsel of victims who filed the crimes against humanity case before the ICC said. This arrest, this is what he said. Bangkong Alianza Magabayan chairperson Teddy Casino, meanwhile said that the fight for accountability is not yet over, as several of Duterte's conspirators are still at large. This may be a victory, but the fight is far from over. Duterte's conspirators are still at large. There is still the grueling trial ahead. Maraming buhay ang nawala at hanggang ngayon, nagpapatuloy pa rin ang mga extrajudicial killings at breathtaking kahit wala na si Duterte sa pwesto, as CNN said. Duterte's arrest is a crucial milestone in the struggle for justice. It proves that no one, not even terrorists, can escape accountability. Pero hindi tayo dapat tumigil dito. Ang tunay at ganap na hustisya ay hindi lang sa pag-arestado, kundi sa paghusga ng korte, pagpagtaw ng parusa at pagtigiyak na hindi na ito maulit kailan naman. Justice may have taken time, but today we take a big step forward, he added. Meanwhile, allies and supporters of former President Rodrigo Duterte have trooped to New York International Airport to express support to the former chief executive. Some known personalities shown at DCWB's live stream at the airport are as follows, which are Senator Bongo, Philip Salvador, Vic Rodriguez, and former Labor Secretary Silveres Bello Duterte. Duterte allies Senator Bongo said former President Rodrigo Duterte is scheduled for a medical checkup on Wednesday to undergo a certain procedure. Though the former chief executive's former post aide made the disclosure in a Facebook Live on Tuesday, but he did not detail which procedure Duterte is said to undergo. Dr. Agnes and I are here. We are tasked to ensure former President Duterte's health, said Go. And now for the tech news, the Department of Information and Communications Technology will overhaul its free Wi-Fi program due to high costs and inefficiencies. The ICT Undersecretary Jeffrey Ian said the program requires rehabilitation and restructuring to reduce spending. The Philippine News Agency says the government has an annual budget of 6.5 billion pesos to cover internet access in over 7,000 locations. There are more cost-effective alternatives if we enter into long-term agreements, Diaz said in a press release. For instance, we are in discussion with a low Earth orbit provider for a potential discount to enhance connectivity in schools. The provider has offered an aggregated 200 megabits per second of internet for 10,000 school locations and only 1.5 billion pesos per year, provided the procurement is through a 10-year contract. Moreover, the ICT will use 40,000 locations for broadcasting educational content to enhance digital learning nationwide. The government is shifting its attention to mobile network expansion. Also, the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directed the department to allocate 5 billion pesos to the Safeguard ng Bayan project. This initiative will fund the construction of permanent cell towers. Furthermore, it will support the expansion of permanent cell site towers by subsidizing the cost of telecommunications companies and common tower providers partially. The DICT will provide this subsidy in the form of free 25GB internet subscription for students within the coverage of the towers. The DICT says the common tower program is a long-term solution for expanding mobile network coverage and broadband access. Once again, the Safeguard ng Bayan project is a more stable alternative to the free Wi-Fi program, he has said. And now for the international headlines. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Chief U.S. Diplomat Marco Rubio arrived in Saudi Arabia ahead of ceasefire talks on Monday as Ukraine's proposal for the partial trace-based hopes of a breakthrough after 3 years of war. Zelensky, embroiled in a public row with U.S. President Donald Trump last month, touched down in Jeddah as Rubio cautiously welcomed the idea of an aerial and naval ceasefire. Tuesday's talks between Ukrainian officials and Rubio's U.S. team will be the first between the two sides since the White House blew up, when Zelensky left without signing a minerals deal demanded by Trump. Washington has since suspended military aid to Ukraine as well as intelligence sharing and access to satellite imagery in a bid to force it to the negotiating table with Moscow, which launched its full-scale invasion in February 2022 on orders from President Vladimir Putin. We do have a proposal for a ceasefire in the sky and ceasefire at sea, a Ukrainian official told AFP on Monday, speaking on condition of anonymity. Because there are the ceasefire options that are easy to install and to monitor, and it's possible to start with them. Rubio indicated the idea had promise. I'm not saying that alone is not, but it's the kind of concession you would need to see in order to end the conflict, he told reporters. You're not going to get a ceasefire and end to this war unless both sides make concessions. Rubio added that he hoped to resolve the quote-unquote the suspension of military aid that is threatening to hamper Ukraine's campaign. I think the notion of the pause in aid broadly is something I hope we can resolve. Obviously, what happens tomorrow will be key to that, he said. Zelensky was expected to meet the de facto Saudi ruler, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, later before his official sit-down with the US side on Tuesday. And good news! Pope Francis' condition is improving and doctors no longer fear for his life, the Vatican said Monday, indicating the 88-year-old could even leave hospital in a days. To recall, the leader of the world's Catholics was admitted to Rome's Gemelli Hospital on February 14 with bronchitis, which became pneumonia in both lungs. The Argentine suffered a series of breathing cirrhosis that sparked worldwide concern for his life, most recently on March 3. But after a week of steady improvements, the Holy See said on Monday evening that his prognosis was no longer considered reserved or uncertain. The clinical conditions of the Holy Father continue to be stable, it said in a statement. The improvements recorded in the previous days have been further consolidated as confirmed by blood tests and clinical objectivity and the good response to pharmacological therapy. For these reasons, the doctors have decided today to lift the reserve prognosis. It added that given the complexity of the Pope's clinical picture and the severe infection present at the time of hospitalization, it will still be necessary to continue pharmacological treatment in the hospital setting for several more days. This suggests that once this therapy is complete, he should return home. A Vatican source had earlier Monday said it was too soon to talk about his return to Santa Marta, the guest house within the tiny state where the Pope lives. The same source late Monday also expressed caution, saying Francis still had pneumonia and the clinical picture remained complex even if there is no imminent danger to his life. And finally, let's get into the showbiz. The rising rapper Doechii has earned the title of Billboard's 2025 Woman of the Year, landing her in the same company as Taylor Swift, as Lady Gaga, and as last year's honoree Karol G. The news arrives just 1 month after Doechii won the Grammy for Best Rap Album, only the third woman to win in that category. When it came time to give her award speech, the tears were immediate. This category was introduced in 1989. 2 women have won, Lauryn Hill, she said, correcting herself. 3 women have won, Lauryn Hill, Cardi B, and Doechii. Now she will be honored as Woman of the Year at the Billboard Women in Music Awards on March 29. Previous honorees include Madonna, Cardi B, Billie Eilish, Selena Gomez, and Ariana Grande. It is now 1 minute before 6:30, and that is it for Cool News at noon. We will return with more news headlines with Cool News at 6 later, along with Cool News Primetime at 10:30 p.m., as well as the continued coverage of former President Rodrigo Duterte's arrest. Until then, I am Caro, and this has been Cool News at noon, and the music continues right here on Cool FM. I am Caro. Good afternoon.